Alright, so here's my new dust extractor. This was an interesting experiment and a success, I should say, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So the first thing you need is two buckets, one pointing up, one pointing down. It would help if one was slightly smaller than the other, and the two that I got were really, really close. So I had to trim off just this tiny little lip of plastic to make sure that one would fit just sort of snugly inside the other. And then we had to cut some holes. So here's the project. Basically, with the top bucket, I need two holes in it. One is going to be where the vacuum cleaner attaches to it, and the other is going to be where my hose goes out to whatever it is I'm vacuuming. So I don't have hole saws that are exactly the right shape for what I want for this style of vacuum hose. Neither of these ends is a good match, but for better or for worse, this end here is going to, well, it's going to stick up. It's going to take the air as it's entering from the vacuum hose and rotate it around in a circle and sort of shoot it into the Cyclone spiral sort of thing. And this is basically where the vacuum cleaner is pulling the air out of the bucket, and that I needed to have a little bit of a thing on the top so that the hose would sit neatly in it. All this is the product of two different hole saws. Again, you see it's slightly too large, but I can put just a little bit of tape around the hose, which isn't too much of a adaptation. But this is basically my 1 1/4, which I used to make the inner hole, and that's a 2-inch, which I used to make the outer hole, and to make this hole here, which is what I'm putting this stuff through. I've got some gaps to deal with, but that's what some of this ABS cement is going to help with, and if necessary, I may also use hot glue. So I got it all assembled and glued up, and after vacuuming up some ABS and sawdust, let's check the bucket. Alright, now let's have a look at what we got in the bucket. Alright, so I really had to fight to get these two apart. Evidently the friction fit achieved by evacuating the air between two buckets was well more than one hand, even two hands could do. I had to fight quite a bit. But anyway, look at all that. That's all sawdust that didn't go into the bag in here. And if this thing works as well as some people say, I could take the vacuum bag out entirely and just rely on the shop-vac's central filter to protect the motor, which would give me more suction. That'd be cool. All right, mission accomplished.